But anyway, I've still got a bit of recording time here left, so we're just gonna keep right on rolling. And we'll do Yuri's route, I suppose. We'll see what exists of that. Hold on a second, let me do a thing. I'm gonna leave the text speed where it is, because there were times where it would freaking... like, a text box would skip, and I wouldn't be able to see it in time. I don't like that. Blah 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 blah. Joining the club. I guess I could just load my poem save, couldn't I? Hold on a second. Yeah, I could just load my poem save instead of being a dingus. Let's go. I can hit the skip button if I want. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's lost. I don't think Desperation is Yuri. I'm not sure any of these are Yuri. We'll try Desperation anyway. Yeah, see, that was a Mockingbird. After Image, Horror, Pester, Flicker? I don't think Flicker was in the original, which would mean they added words for some of the other girls. Strange. Tenacious. Massacre. Oh, I clicked twice. Journey was still her word anyway. Determination. Contamination. Whisper. Oh, wrong one. Variance? Imagination. No, extraordinary theory. It's like the longest theory word. Waterfall. Wow, dang it. I screwed up. Misery. Heartbeat. Really? Eh. It's fine, I'm sure I got enough of your words. Incongruent. And anxiety. There we go. Yuri. Oh, Yuri. Pap. La-di-da-di-di. I feel like talking to Yuri, but I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. Do it. I catch a glimpse of her cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. Surprisingly, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah, I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second, which makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I'm out of this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. Had I been focused, I probably wouldn't have even noticed you in the first place. That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? I bought an extra just in case my copy got damaged. Ah, I see. I feel like there's something that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't actually give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark. You kind of made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. It came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Her expression... Are you not a fan of this sort of thing, Hallie? Is that bumped from the history too? Yes, it was. No, it's not that. I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry. I almost forgot that Yuri isn't really into dark, or is into really dark stories. It's actually one of the reasons that we became friends in the first place. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind is completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals and their own philosophy that they believe in, then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with its plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. You don't have to apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess that's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to the other people. What a shocker. I'm so sorry if I end up saying anything strange. Something strange. Whatever. Please stop me if I start talking too much. Yuri, I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. This is a literature club, after all. That's true. In fact, I pulled the copy Yuri gave me out of my backpack. I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. I hope I didn't break her. It's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just that reading in company is something I'm not very used to. I understand. Just tell me if I distract you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I really do understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, though. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I glance over and realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot. I do. I don't really need to. Sorry. Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, and hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. See, Yuri? Yuri takes her arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, if I turn a page, Yuri can slide it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Eh? To turn the page. Sorry, I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep her up with her. But that's okay. I've kind of become a speed reader, and I've already read this book a couple times. I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do since you've been so patient with me. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it on her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. I think you're mistaking me for yourself. Haha, very funny. But she also second-guesses all of the things that she says and does, like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. You remain silent for a moment. But Hallie, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. I didn't mean it in a bad way. Sorry, I forgot that you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess what I meant to say is that it's kind of cute. Okay, everyone! It's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is it alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not that. It's just that... It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up and make a mental note of where I left off in the book, and then slip it back into my bag. Never to be seen again. Or should I show my bone to first? Oh, boy. Let's see what you've written for today. Dots, 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 dots. Sure, Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it? Hi. How did you pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing. Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really wanted to try giving it more imagery. Yuri visibly swallows. Even her hands appear sweaty. Hold on a second. This is our first time sharing poems with Yuri. Why did we get this dialogue? This is like second day Yuri discussion. Your hands appear sweaty. I'm not used to this. Used to what? I don't know. It's fine, take your time. Yuri breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offer that patience to her. Yeah, just being appreciated like this, I guess. It probably sounds really stupid, but seeing someone motivated by my writing, it just makes me really happy. Are you saying you've never shared your writing before? Yuri nods. I really only write for myself. And besides, people would just laugh at me. Do you really think that? Again, Yuri nods. Even your close friends? Yuri doesn't respond to that. I understand where she's coming from. I used to care about what others thought of me too, but Yuri still needs to learn how to ignore those kinds of people. Well, do you want to share the poem you wrote today? Yeah, I do. If it's with you. Yeah, see, it was the raccoon! This is day 2 poem! I think something might have broken. Oh wait, this is my second chance to read it because I botched it the first time. The raccoon. Found in the dead at night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the discovery of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread. My subconscious well aware of the consequences. Well aware that the raccoon in its bed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was a symptom. The bread, my hunger, curiosity, raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its face and reflects that much more light on my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I select the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Perhaps I'm really projecting my emotions into the new satisfied animal. The raccoon is taken to following me. You said that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always hunky candy. Every time I branch my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. Rush of blood, classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again. Another poem. Yeah, whatever. And we're back to things I can skip. Yeah, skipping. We'll do more like that last. Yeah, skipping. Natsuki. You're really not gonna like me this time, Nats. Hi again, Hallie. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure. Here you go. I get my poem. Alright. Great job, Hallie. I was going woo in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. Well, it's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism? Unlike Yuri, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write that like that effectively. Both allowing people to get something out of it just by feeling, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Oh man, that was quite a poem. It's even more abstract than your last one. It's doing the thing again. I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. I never said that. It's just something I don't see too often, I guess. I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. I guess they already must have picked up that line from Monica too. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. I don't know why I can't skip this. I'm assuming it's just like the same dialogue copied into a separate section for Yuri's result. But yeah, it's definitely the same stuff I read like an hour ago. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about though. Sometimes asking what a poem about is the right question. You just have to put it away and something about it anyway. My writing tip of the day. Sometimes you gotta make these difficult decisions to save your game. Or did I save my game at the second poem and I'm actually a complete idiot? Maybe I'm actually a complete idiot and I saved it at the second poem game instead of the first one. You know what? I think I'm a moron. I think I'm actually a moron. And that means the demo's going to end before we get to the very second day. Oh, well, this means there's more skipping involved, doesn't it? Wouldn't put it past me to accidentally... Yeah, this is day 2. I'm so dumb. I'm such an idiot. Well, there's no point in continuing now, is there? Let's just go back to the main menu. And start the frick over. I'm an idiot. I'm a moron. Your bot isn't broken, Halibabica. My brain is what's broken. Yes. Yes, indeed. My brain is the thing that is busted today. Blah, blah. Blah-de-blah-de-blah. Going. Give me, like, a minute or 3 for all this dialogue to fly by. Yeah, it's... Alright, we're gonna actually save the first poem. Yes. First poem. Yes. Tenacious. Believe? No. None of these are good Yuri words. Infinite. Death. Oh. After philosophy. Misfortune. Really? Heaven sent. Vivacious. Ambient. Sensation. Uncanny. Desperation. It's Monica. Unfair. Uncontrollable. Revelation. Probably Monica. Yeah. Yeah. Stargate. Adventure. Oh, that's your scary word. I think secretive is actually Natsuki. No, that's too simple. None of these are Yuri words. Static. Tragic. Breathe. Okay. Okay. We're skipping. More skipping! Hi, Yuri. I thought I saw her eyes do something strange, but I might be mistaken. Yep. Blah, blah. Yeah, do this stuff again. Yuri would probably be the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. Sure you can. As Yuri was about my nose, I was like, exceptional. Eh? Did you say something, Yuri? No. Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Sorry. I must not have been paying attention. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Eh? That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a deep breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? That's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my phone again. Well, I know that. I just meant... Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She uses a finger along the words in the poem, so breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that you can skip. Yeah. It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive, too. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best, Hallie. Me too! Yay! We encouraged her. We encouraged each other. Serious, nothing else to say. What about Natsuki? What do you think, Natsuki? How bad is it? It's bad. Natsuki takes a hot, steaming dump all over our poem.